Emma's Universe podcast. Emma's Universe podcast. Emma's Universe podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching something in between recording that it came across. I have to really look at this one. So, alright, welcome back. Hello and welcome to My Universe podcast. So, in today's podcast, we're naming a hard truth. Sometimes we stay loyal to pain, to roles, to expectations, simply because it's what we've always done, isn't it? Is this ring a bell to you guys? Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the loyal to the wrong things, breaking free from invisible contracts. Holy crapola, and it's Wednesday. Yippee-ki-yay. So, let's get started. So the hidden agreements we make, we all carrying invisible contracts. Yes, from past life, from generational, lineage. Yes, we do. Even as a kid, I stay small so others feel comfortable. I'll be the fixer so I don't get left. I won't ask for more because I was taught to settle. Is that ring a bell to you guys? Yes. These contracts are often formed in childhood or through trauma or through the lineage that we have. They are unspoken, but they run our lives until you realize it's time to break those contracts. So how loyalty becomes a cage. We stay in a role, jobs, or dynamics long after they have expired. Why? Because we confuse loyalty with love. But true loyalty must include loyalty to yourself. We need to be loyal to ourselves. Yes, our truth, our growth, our peace. I have seen, and you're seeing in some, I'm sure everybody's seen that, or might have not, but probably will very soon, or realize in their lives. One of the biggest contracts we're seeing is when the parents set expectation on the children. And even though the children do not want to go and become a doctor or a lawyer, they're going to go in through that path because their parents are telling them what to do, and they want to please their parents. They do not want to disappoint them because they know that if they change the course, they're going to be a disappointment, or they're going to be, removed from their wheels, or shamed, or whatever it is. And quite often, those unspoken rules happen when we're children, for sure. Maybe you have a bond with friends and you're making, and you need to be loyal to them, and you're sitting in a circle and you say, oh, it's going to get my back, blah, 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 and you do that your entire life. Those are contracts that could impede our life. And we don't realize how much we are impacting ourselves, because as a young kid, especially, you want to please your parents, you want to, you want to do what's best. But what would you know about the rest of the world when you grow up? Seriously, you don't have a clue. Or the idea we have about the world is magical and flying horses. Problem is the magical flying horses are a different form when you grow up. Things change and evolve. But why should we stay in a role, in a job where we're not happy anymore, but we stay there? Why do we confuse that loyalty with love? Why do we do that? So, how do we tear up the old agreement? Ask yourself, who taught me I had to earn my place? What I have been loyal to that no longer serves me. And what do I fear will happen if I change? Think about this. How many things have you been taught to earn my place? How many people, I should say. What has been the contracts or the habit you have taken that no longer serves you? Maybe you are doing things that have nothing, that doesn't even bring you anything to your life or enriches your life or bring you positivity, empowering you in your life. What are those contracts? And why not tearing them up? Why not saying, it's nice, been there, done that, don't want to do it anymore? There are people who will change their job in their 40s, and we call it midlife crisis, moving from corporate world to maybe a brick and mortar business, and they are so much happier. They finally found their true calling. How do you feel when your soul is being smudged and you feel like you're suffocating and you're becoming smaller and smaller and you feel like you're dying inside of yourself because you're not allowing yourself, which is your soul, to breathe, to do something that is your true calling, but instead you're going to follow a path that is not even yours, and you're going to be resentful, and you're going to be angry, and you just don't want to do it anymore. You're not going to be amused, or you become a robot half of the time. Think about that. Think about what can you do to course correct the path you're on. You know it's wrong, you know you're unhappy, but you're afraid that the people will react around you. I have seen people going back to school in their 40s and 50s. Why not in their 70s? Because they want to do something different. We have our own free will. As a kid, as a young teenagers, we can make promises for life where we realize those contracts should have never happened in the first place, but we did what we did at the time we did because we did not know anything better than that. And that's okay. But we have the right to revise this contract. And we have the right to tear up those contracts. Yes, we do. And create new ones. We can create new contracts because we can say to ourselves, I choose peace over proving. I choose growth over guilt. I choose to belong to myself first. Here's a new one. I choose to belong to myself first. Yeah. How many of us have always put ourselves last because we've been taught to do this? Which is the worst thing ever. And by the time you try to, it's your turn, I'm too tired, I'm depleted. Nope, pass. We need to put back things in a way that is beneficial for our highest good. Putting ourselves last on that list is not for our highest good. Yes, contrary to the mainstream thoughts of people here. They think, well, we should put ourselves last. No, we put ourselves first. Think about an airplane. If you don't put the oxygen mask on your face first, how can you be able to help others around you? You're not. Same thing here. Look at what is and what is currently in your state around you and see what can I do to change things. If things do not work the way I want, then we need to look at what can I do to reach out what I really want. What is your heart freaking desires? Seriously. What is your heart desires? And you can say, well, I want to be a multimillionaire, I want to be a billionaire. Good. What do you got in mind to do it? What do you got that will trigger that? I don't know. Okay, then look at what you're good at. What is your skill set? Start to be a creative. Bring back that inner child within you to do it. Yep. Believe it or not, bring it back. Einstein said his biggest regrets was not playing enough. He did not play enough. because he was too busy to do other things. And when he played, this is where solution came. We all are geniuses in our own ways, actually. Yes. Even the people who think they are the dumbest in the world, or you think about somebody who is the most stupid person in the world, yes, actually, we all are geniuses in our own ways. Then think about what are your skill sets. If you don't know, explore who you are. My goodness gracious, I have done so many things. I'm always surprised when I look back at what I have done, seriously, because I'm like, it makes me laugh, because I would have never imagine I would have done everything I have done, seriously. It's just amazing. I'm like, holy crap. How did I do that? By way of perfect synchronicity, by working with the universe, by letting myself listen to what I always wanted to do. I don't care what people think. This is the key. I don't give a crap. I don't care of what other people think of me. Because if you start to give a 2 cents to somebody who has an agenda, who's going to tell you how they feel about you, what you should be doing it, then you give your powers away and that person can control you. Do you think that person is for your highest good? No. Most of them are not, because there is hidden agendas, jealousy, envies. Who gives a crap? Do what you do and follow your life purpose. I know, isn't it a weird concept? Yeah, it is a freaking weird concept, isn't it? But when you stop to give a 2 cents of what everybody thinks from your mate, your mother, your sister, God, I got told I was crazy. I'm like, well, my crazy is fine. I have accomplished more things than I thought I would do it as a freaking kid. My imagination was going one way, and looking back, I'm like, holy crap, I have done more than I thought I would have. Because the opportunity came along, and I took that leap of faith. I did not wait for somebody to give me the green light. Mommy dearest never had a plan for me because she didn't know what to do with me, which was awesome. So she did not try to push any of her dreams that she did not accomplish. She did it on the little one, not me, which is awesome. Me, I was a lost cause somehow over the rainbow, and the lost cause happened to have done more than anything else that could have been feasible in this freaking universe at her view, in her point of view. I never give a crap. Why? Because if you follow what your soul and your life purpose wants to guide you, you're going to accomplish more things. You're going to do more incredible things than anything else. People around you, and you will attract people who are envious, jealous, whatever, around you at any given time. Why? Because you are a free spirit. Understanding that being afraid of what other people think of you, honey, if you do that, you're wasting so much time and you're closing yourself in. And this is not what it's supposed to be. Those old contracts are gone. You need to tear them up and start to create new ones. We start to choose yourself first. It's not being selfish. It's allowing yourself to really bring you where you need to be, to the next level of your life, to live a more whole and grounded life. And yes, it might not be what your parents were hoping for, or your mate, or anybody else who has expectation, but it will be your life, and you're going to bring so much love into it. This is the best things you can ever do in your life. And honesty, I can say that too, but honestly, when you're going to look back and see how you were 6 months ago to where you are today, you're going to look at yourself and not recognize yourself in the mirror. So I would say stop giving your your powers away. Bring those contracts. Just go back to when you were a kid and what have you seen as a kid. It's nice to go back and see the pattern and see how we got influenced. And it's not to blame others because blaming others, it's hypocritical actually. As a kid, you learn from your environment, you learn from the closest people that are around you. So you're going to do things based on what you see in your surroundings. As a young adult, you can go back there, and that's what I did actually. As a teen, I started to look around and I'm like, I'm not reproducing these things because this is absolutely not what I want to do. Sorry. Pass on this one. But working toward undoing what was done and not being angry about it because, again, you learn what you learn at the time you learn it with what you knew best. Learning, acknowledging it, and be okay with that. Not turning against people and say, well, I'm blaming you, and you. No, this was what it was. And you have to let it go, let it flow, and heal. Then you have to really take the time to sit down and say, okay, what do I really want to do? What is my heart desires? And be crazy about it. In my book, be freaking crazy, because the wildest things can bring you so much of a freaking ride when you're going through it, but it brings you where you want to be. This is what your heart desires. You follow your path, you follow your dreams. And you can do it at any age, because one of the biggest things most people think about is like, well, I'm in my 40s and I'm too old. Well, that's your freaking excuse. It's always an excuse. Well, those people did this to me and this and that. Well, you need to work on your healing part of it, because those people have power over you. You give your power. Well, those people actually are living their life and they don't give a crap about what's happening to you. So the only thing you do is bringing the misery and wah. The wah needs to stop. Take accountability. Every single thing that happened to me, I take accountability for it. That sounds crazy, but at least I'm accountable for my crap. I'm good with that. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Did I blame the universe for the fire in my condo? No. I asked. Well, I did not ask. I told the universe what the plan was. Well, they come up with an easy solution. 6 hours later, I was starting a fire. Okay? That wasn't my plan, but that's what they decided to do. Okay, that's fine. I knew there was something wrong with the fireplace, actually, because they told me that summer. Until the neighbor started to use it, and the flue went, and it was like, UTKA, burn all is down. Okay, when that needed to be done, that needs to be done. Do I blame? Well, I put it in our face, actually. I did. I put it in our face, because that was, to me, was it's not the hardest part, but one of the things I'm like, okay, if you are somebody who's educated and do not even spend $100 to have that cleaned up, but use that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to use the word dumb temporarily on this one, but you got to be freaking dumb on this one. Seriously. Are you cheap, are you dumb, or whatever is a problem? But for safety, I made sure when I moved in that I got the first thing I did when I got a fireplace, I got it cleaned up, which was pretty much cleaned up so they can inspect if the tiles are fine, if anything, if there is any issue. So that was one thing. Did I hit her guts afterwards? No. But you need to have something. In order to have a set of motion set, you have something to start with. So that was the starting point. Okay? The end goal was, okay, moving out, blah, blah, blah. So that was the time where the universe said, okay, we're going to get you there because you need to change, blah, blah, blah. So there was a map. There were a map. There is a map. Now, understanding that is one thing. But understanding in your life, you have to deal with the past in order to move forward, meaning not living in the past, but dealing with breaking the contract, moving forward, creating new ones, and really look at what is your heart desires. What do you really want to do? Because when your parents, and I have people who are resentful of their parents, oh, they didn't need to do this and this and that. Yes, because they laid their wishes for you. Now it's up to you to decide. Do I want to continue the way I am, or do I want to move forward to something different? It's up to you. Living and be resentful and unhappy, it's on you, not on them. It's on nobody else's than you. It's up to you to choose where you want to be. And maybe it's going to require some work on your side, and maybe you don't want to do the work, and that's okay. But the blaming game needs to stop. Be accountable for your actions, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when you're looking at loyalty, you have to look at how we evolve, how things change, and even if we made promises to people, they are sitting on our coattail and moving forward with us except we're dragging them. It comes to a point then you're going to need to cut the ties with those individuals as well. And that might be the hardest things to do, but loyalty should be loyal to your own self first and not everybody else's, because you don't want to be dragged down. In order for you to move forward where you need to be, you need to make sure you're not carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I think one of the hardest things to do, and I have done that actually, is to cut the tie with people that you dearly love and that you're going to have to make the decision to let them fly on their own. And maybe for 5 minutes it's not going to be pretty for them, but they're going to have to learn. I do not carry anybody on my coattail. Even my dogs are walking side by side with me. They are not on my coattail. And you should learn to do the same as well. So I will be honest with you, and you should be honest with yourself, actually, is to really look at those contracts. Look at where you are. Look at what are those contracts that as a kid you made a promise, and time to let go of that promise, time to retire it and be done. And create really what you want to do. Create your new contracts. What is for your highest good? And again, use the wildest dream. I'm like, God, the wildest dream are the best one because it will give you a sense of understanding of the freedom we've got, the free will we've got, and what we can create. It's just amazing when we allow ourselves to do that. Because you are not betraying anyone by becoming who you were always meant to be. You're simply honoring a deeper truth, and that is the most sacred loyalty there is. Let me say that again. You are not betraying anyone by becoming who you were always meant to be at all. You're simply honoring a deeper truth, and that is the most sacred loyalty there is. You're sacred to yourself, and your loyalty is towards your soul and your life purpose and your mission. Yes. Think about this. Think about what you really want to do and what your heart desires. Because we can do a lot of things in life, but if we are not loyal to our own self, we are not being fulfilled and loved. So, this was our podcast for today, and I hope it inspires you. I'm inspired, actually, every day. Crazy or not, I am inspired. But guys, think about your life desires and follow your dreams. All my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.
Universe podcast. Universe you can.